Hello everyone and welcome to my little corner of YouTube. I'm not going to do a very long video tonight because it is late for me. I've actually done lots of running around today. I'm trying to get out of the cabin fever that I've had for the last too long because of illness. It seems like the illness is just going around and knocking on everyone's door, and it can GTFO as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I'm going to start this off with a very small side rant that has to do with scammers, but not a specific scammer. This is coming straight from me, just to let you know how I feel. But I think there's a lot of other scam baiters out there that might feel quite the same. I just want to let you all know, you viewers know, that even though I specifically am dealing with African scammers. I've had a couple that weren't African, but most of them are African. Lots of other people deal with East Indian scammers and what have you. Some even get the Asian scammers. Just as far as I'm concerned, I need you all to know that I'm not talking about the nationality of the scammers so much as that I don't like that nationality. I love all people as long as they are lovely people. What I don't like are scammers, and I don't care. There are scammers who are more Caucasian than I am, all over Canada, the US, Germany, wherever. Like they're Caucasian scammers, okay? So it's not about whether you're black, you're white, you're brown. It has nothing to do if you're purple, you're green, you're blue. It's not about color. It's about action and who you are at the heart of who you are. If you're a deceitful person, you're going to be a scammer. Most scammers are, by large, narcissistic because they only think about themselves. Now, I'm not going to say all of them are because there are some that just aren't narcissistic, but I'm just saying most of the ones I run into, narcissist, big time, and major misogyny. Oh my goodness, the misogyny drips on these guys. That being said, I will note that in no particular order, the top 10 scamming countries of the world are India, Brazil, South Africa, Romania, Morocco, Pakistan, Venezuela, the Philippines, China, and Nigeria. These are the biggest scamming countries. Again, like I said before, this does not mean that some white guy in Oklahoma can't be a scammer. Absolutely can. These are just typically, if you look at this small list here, these are countries that their economic situation is really in the crapper. They feel like they have no choice. Their government is bad. There's a lot of going on there that we with privilege don't see. I get it. Scamming is not the answer, but they think it is. So this is why you will run into mostly people from these countries. But again, I digress. It could be anybody. But, people, scamming isn't new. Like this article here says, the first scam was in 300 BC, for goodness sakes. And that was some Greek guys. So just so you know, like everything you're seeing on Facebook, Instagram, all those robocallers, all those tech support guys, that's not new. Like this, I mean, you've ever heard of a snake oil salesman? Well, maybe you haven't, depending on how old you are. There have been people that they'd say incredibly problematic things like they could sell ice to Eskimos. That's very problematic, just saying. But, there have been flim-flom schemers, Ponzi schemes. Oh my goodness, don't get me started. So much out there. But another shocking fact that you may not know is that internet scams actually started in the 70s. Online scams, I should say, maybe not internet, because the online scams would have started with the email. If we go here, the first internet scam in the 70s, but it wasn't until the 1990s that it took flight in the 90s. Yay, 90s were good for something. They brought us scammy scammers because, of course, in the early 90s, I started on the internet in 94. I was one of the first people of my generation that I knew of that had X amount of computers. And, I was on the bulletin board systems, and that was before there was VR chat and what have you. There's certainly, so I was on the bulletin board systems, and then it went on to VR chat where you could have your your messenger, or God, I can't even remember all the hangouts, but all these places where you could actually talk in real time to people. And then and everything evolved from there. Because originally the internet, well, if you ask Avenue Q, the internet was made for porn. But the internet was originally just available to businessmen and women, and it wasn't until the early 90s that the average run-of-the-mill folk got to use the internet. So yeah, internet scams have been around for much longer than most people realize. And they're only getting more and more aggressive, and they're getting better and better with technology. So that's why we need to inform ourselves. We need to be proactive. And that's why I have chosen to share my information, my experiences, and help pinpoint certain things that you all may not know, and maybe even entertain along the way. There is nothing entertaining about scamming. This is deep, dark, killing people, worse than spending Saturday night with your in-laws type scare. But in order to get through it, I usually try to use a little bit of laughter, if at all possible. Well, now that I have fully put my foot in my mouth and or offended some people with some of my speech, let's go on to Keanu Reeves. This Keanu Reeves is a very, very short one. He was very demanding. I'm thinking he wasn't as young as some of the ones I've had, but he wasn't as old as a few that I've met. Most of them are young that talk to me. But I think this guy was like in a 23 or 24 range, so quite somewhere in the middle. But he just wasn't going to fool around too much. He did bite a little bit on my on my bait. Anyway, at the time that he messaged me, Mr. Reeves only had these 3 friends. Not much was going on with his page. I didn't take a look at all of his likes or anything, but these are a few of the tops of his likes and his followers. And he wasn't one of those ones that had, 500K followers or something crazy like that. So he starts off, "Hello, adorable fan. Thanks for the endless care and support. Kisses from me to you." "Aw, how sweet they think I'm adorable," I said. "Yes, honey. How are you doing?" "Fair to middlin'," I replied. "Send me pictures of you, honey." "Why? Is it because you don't like my answer?" "How do you mean?" he asks. "Well, it's hardly usual to have someone to say, 'Hi, send me a pic,' right off the bat, so I figured you don't like my answer." "What your questions now?" he asks in his best Canadian accent. "You don't even ease into it with questions, man. But I suppose you are the real... Oh, I suppose you are really eager. Most Canadians are. Those dang Canucks." And my response to your question, I said, "Me? Nar, I don't have any." "Can we meet?" he asks. "Better to meet than meet, I'd say." "Send me your address." "Have you gotten your fan card yet?" "Nope, I suspect it's still on its way, though." "Can you get it now? Just $500. If you can get it now, send me your address. Let me meet you and make you feel like never before, honey." So gross. So gross. So I told him 17 Cherry Tree Lane. And to all of the people around my age, you'll know that that is Jane and Michael Banks' address. To all the younger people, please go watch Mary Poppins. For the love of God, it's a classic. Okay, he says. I'm still waiting in the mail. In response to, can you get it now? And then, if you can get it now, I said, there are many ways I've never felt, when he was saying he's going to make me feel like I've never felt before. Can you make the payment now of $500? Of course I can. Only poor people can't, am I right? He didn't seem to understand that. Yeah, it's confusing, I said. Can you pay now? You betcha, you know. What do you mean? How can you make the payment now? I mean, yeah, I can. Do you have Cash App or Bitcoin, or can you buy gift card or Steam card? This boy was just going through the list. And I said, nope. Just a simple nope. Well, what way can you make payment now? The usual way, I said. Can you buy gift card? He even put an upside down question mark in there. You're pretty good with your words for having been born yesterday, love, I said. Tell me, can you buy gift card now? Can you send a picture of me? Can you send a picture of you? Tell me, honey, how can you make payment now? I can do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Oh, get down tonight. Honey, can you make the payment now? Sorry, just taking pictures. Won't take a tick. Tell me, how can you make payment now? Let me get the details ready. This guy was so demanding and just wasn't willing to play along. So he wasn't very fun. He was just, a businessman. So I sent him this picture that says, do not be on fire, with a guy who is on fire. I have no idea why he's got a bow. I found it on Facebook. It was one of those Facebook meme things. Slow down, young man. Don't be on fire. And he tried to call me, but I wasn't ready. I didn't expect that he would try to call me, so I didn't pick up. And then he tried to call a couple times, and I actually picked up on them, but he didn't pick up. It was so, there was some kind of connection. Maybe it was on my end. I said it was on his end. You know what? They gaslight us enough. So whatever, buddy. It's on your end. I see you're not ready. Have a good day. You didn't connect. It was on your end. And now he is not available. At least not to me. I'm thinking that he was actually taken down. But, if any of y'all want to go and see if you can check out this Keanu Reaves guy, what is it? 85, got to get my bifocals on. 850235. See if he's still around, but I don't think he is. He is quite boring. He is as vanilla can be. So I hope you enjoyed my little awkward putting my foot in my mouth at the very beginning, and then this very short Keanu Reaves. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you loved anything about this or any other videos, please consider joining the family and just giving a subscribe. That's all. Talk to you later. Bye.